Hello, everybody, and welcome to Adobe Live. My name is Flynn, and thank you for joining us. If you are live, we'd love to hear about you in chat, so feel free to jump in and say hi. We're live on Behance, and we're live on YouTube. I'm very excited to welcome back to Adobe Live Jeremy Mura, content creator, brand designer, web designer. We're talking about how much web design work you've been doing lately. So yeah, a little bit of everything, I think, from Jeremy. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, doing well, man. Doing great. Glad to be on again.
Yeah, we were chatting just before we went live. I know you always got so much to show us, but just quickly. So, like, I feel like it's always something. It's always like, startup branding that you're doing. And then we
Yeah.
were just talking just before we went live. You're like, yeah, it's just so much web design work going on at the
Yeah.
moment. Why is that? Where's all this web design stuff coming from?
Well, I don't know. I got a job from one of my cousins. He's working from a company. They're doing a refresh. I had another client from 2 years just ring me like yesterday, and they said they are starting a new business. That's in like the nursing side. So I'm doing a quick landing page for them. What else? I'm doing a portfolio website for a designer who doesn't know how to use Framer. So
Yeah,
that's kind of interesting too. So it's a bit of a mix of everything, different
yeah.
industries, but keep the challenges coming. It's fun working on different things. So
It's cool. I always feel like, yeah, you're like my barometer of like what's happening out there, like in that kind of digital web and brand design space. It's like, oh, Jeremy's working on heaps of web pages. Like, it's
yeah,
crazy.
it's
It
cool.
just comes around a bit different each time, right?
Yeah, 100%, man. Mix it
Well,
up.
thank you so much for joining us once again on Adobe Live. We often cover branding with you, and that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be looking at also Creative Cloud libraries, which I'm really excited about. I think it's kind of an underused thing for people with
Yep.
like a Creative Cloud subscription to kind of cover. And we often get questions about kind of how it works and things like that. So thank you so much for joining us and jumping through this. We can share your screen. I think you have again another live project, so you must be working on tons of projects
Yeah, man.
at the moment. But yeah, you're saying that this is a real project that you're working on as well.
Yeah, so this is an apparel brand. They're based in Melbourne, and it's called Hair X, which is cool. And so
Yeah.
I'll just quickly show you the mood board or the stylescapes that I created. So this was the initial ones. It's sort of street slash luxury, um, and they want like a unique mark, which is cool. And they got this tagline, "Third Your Own Generation," which is cool. And yeah, so here's a bit of the design, just a quick stylescape. I did another version here,
Mm.
and then we did a refinement.
That second one was like a little bit more gritty, right? Like there was a bit of texture in it. It was a bit
Yeah,
more. Yeah, I
they
can
like
see
the
that.
logo with the X in the back, which is kind of different. I had to put like a texture. Um,
Right.
Not the typical logo because it can be hard to balance the contrast and legibility. So
Mm.
we didn't end up going directly with that one. And here were some other versions, as you can see,
Yeah.
more cleaner, more simplified. And you can see how it looks on the logo. They like the black more than using like other colors. The burnt
Okay.
orange color is more just like a accent. So yeah, and we ended up going with this main logo here.
Cool.
So the X in the back doesn't conflict too much with the dark text at the front. So yeah, super
Yeah.
excited. And I thought let's just use it and show you how you can use it across InDesign, Photoshop, using libraries because yeah, 100%. I feel like it's underutilized
Mm.
for all the designers out there.
Yeah. Totally. So that's cool. So that was like four different kind of directions. Like you kind of had the mark and the idea, but then it was kind of executed in a different way. Like there was the idea, but
Mm.
then yeah, I guess what I said, it was executed in sort of three or four different ways.
Yeah, and that's what I like to do with the stylescape or mood board phase is like show them potential logo design, what it will actually look like, even if it's just like quickly rough. As you can see, like a bit of my process. I had heaps of like different versions I was playing around. It just saves time during that like actual logo design and refinement phase. It just saves me time.
Yeah.
Because they already had a brief. They came to me with a brief already, and so they already had an idea what they wanted. So for me, it just made it a quicker process. So you can see some ideas I had, kind of different X's and fonts.
And
You
did
can
they
see how,
have the name already?
yep.
Yeah.
So you can see how I made the mark. I customized it myself. Here was some of the ideas they had, like they liked
Right. Yeah. Oh, so that's interesting. They came to you with kind of a bit of a like visual guide.
reference.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's cool. That's handy.
yeah. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, just a bit of what I was making. and they didn't want to go too feminine or too masculine. They sort of want to be neutral.
Mm.
So that was kind of interesting as well. But yeah, so kind of fun
Yeah.
this project. Um, but yeah, I guess once we have this now, what I'm doing is building up the library. So if anyone doesn't know, you can go to Window and you can go to Libraries and open that up. And I usually have it on my. Let me see. I think because hold on, let me reset my workspace. Um,
This is all in Illustrator, right?
yeah, I'm in Illustrator. Because I oh here it is, Libraries. Got it. Yeah, because I have the ultra wide monitor, it goes off the side.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, sorry, man. You know how it is.
The big
Um,
monitor. Yeah.
yeah. All right, cool. We got it. So the cool thing about libraries is it's all neat and you can have multiple groups in it, right? So for this project, I started building it out. So I got the logos and I've got my colors here, and we can open up all these subgroups, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Let me just snap it in. You can do fonts, you can do mockups. I just love how you can just have all your project in one go. You can do
Yeah.
patterns, and it's really easy to add something. So what I like to do is, let's say I have this badge, right? I can just select it, right click, and for me, I just quickly go add to library. And that's probably the fastest way to quickly add my designs. And then I'll come in here, drag it into the logos folder, double click, and let's just say badge. And the cool thing is you can just drag and drop and you can move, the groups around, which I like. It's very flexible, as you can see.
Mm.
Um, and so now we've started to build it all out. You can do it with colors. You can even do it with live fonts as well. So you can see how this text is editable text. It will actually recognize that and it will add that in. And then I like to like call it by if I'm doing like a website, I'll do like H1 or paragraph. So typically that's what I'll call it. You can just drag it in and call it
Oh
like
yeah, right.
maybe I can call this one subline regular, and then I name the font as well. So I'll say the font is Nippo, which is really cool. So then if I want to reuse it somewhere else, let's say maybe on this slide, we can just drag and drop this in. And just because it's white, you can change the color and it's fully editable, which is really cool.
Mm.
So, so for this brand, obviously you can see I'm starting to build this out. So I need to build some brand mockups. I have this like email signature mockup that I typically use, and I even got that in as well, which is cool. So you can have mockups here.
Nice. That's a nice addition. I hadn't thought of that, like doing, like showing your mock-up. That's cool.
Yeah, you really anything. If it's an Instagram one or whatever, and let's say we can have that design there, which is cool. And then usually I'll just like put the image on top of it because I just need it as a background just to like show
Yeah.
example, right? And then we've got mockups as well. So the cool thing about libraries, it takes images, fonts, and everything. And I don't know if most of you know, but you can also share it. So if you click this little button, you can actually share it with anyone. So you can add people to the share it, and it actually goes into your cloud. So if you go to files, you'll see in your Adobe files, it'll be in the library section,
Yeah. This is
which
in
is
the Creative Cloud app, which is sometimes hidden. So some people like you can have it kind of running in the background. A lot of people might not know that you can actually like go in there and do a lot of this stuff.
yeah, exactly. So when you're in the when you open up on the desktop, I'm on PC. This is what it looks like. You go to files, click your libraries, and you have all your libraries here. Typically, I delete old client project libraries so I don't get too messy. So you can leave them on there, and you can see everything in here, which is at a glance. So I can see all the um, you know files that I've created. So let's go jump into Photoshop, and this is where the magic happens when it comes to libraries. So let's say I've got this mock-up and I need it for the presentation. What we can start to do is start to bring the logo elements, and all I got to do is literally drag and drop it on and and I have the logo there just like that.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And I press enter and I can place it in there. And the cool thing is I can use this and you can also double click as well. If you double click on the library file, it usually takes you into like if it's a Illustrator file, it will take you to an editable file. So if I go back to Illustrator, when you double click on it, this is what it does. It opens up in Illustrator, so then you can customize it.
Mm, that's
And
cool.
then I'm pretty sure when you save it, like let's say let's just say we make it blue or something. If I save it, you can see it actually updates
Yeah,
inside of the libraries.
that's really cool.
So just these little tricks like makes the process a lot smoother when you're designing. So that's a cool way to quickly like update your any of these files and it applies everywhere, which I love. So it's really cool. Let's change it back and then I'll just save it again. You can see it's updating there in the libraries. Super
Yeah,
cool.
that's awesome.
So I'm just gonna start to do some mock-ups and then we can bounce around into InDesign in a bit.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, just the fact that it like all the assets can kind of follow you around, um, is just so convenient. And I
Yep.
think that what you showed then, like when you do go through and you might make a change, because you might do a mock up and then just think, actually, I need a version that isn't black and white. Like maybe you have a black jump jacket or black hat or something, or a white black, hat or a bit of apparel. And like,
Mm.
actually, I can't see it very well in this mock up. So I'm going to create a new version and then I'm going to change the background or I need to move things around, right?
Yeah.
And it just means you just don't have to worry about like jumping out of the design phase and going into file management.
100%. It just saves that little bit of extra time so you're not bouncing around. And typically what people would do is they'll like copy and paste and like from each program. So you would select the
Mm.
layer, go Alt Tab, paste it. Whereas you can just you don't even have to paste it or think do that those keyboard shortcuts. You can just literally Alt Tab and then have your library open, drag and drop. You know, so
Yeah.
it's like that little bit faster.
Yeah.
So we've got a mock up here. Let's throw in the pattern. Throw that in the background. I can do like overlay probably or soft light works. So now we've got the pattern there with the logo pattern. We've got sort of that logo, and then I can just save this. I can also flatten the image, and then if I go drag it, drop it into, just say that. Um, Pretty sure. And then if I open my downloads folder as well, you can also drag and drop that in now.
Nice.
So now I've got that mockup. I can come into my presentation, drop that in. Just gonna move these out the way. And I'm actually gonna do a quick mask here.
Sometimes when I'm doing a mask in Illustrator, like it feels like it goes over the board quite a bit.
Mm.
Like if I
Yep.
do it too big,
Yep.
and then I'm like editing on the next board, and I keep clicking the mask thing.
Yeah.
Yours doesn't seem to be doing that for some reason.
Like you mean when inside or like
Yeah, like it's outside. Like say, yeah, like if you super crop in something, like you have to make it really, really big and crop in. I was just having
yep.
flashback to doing that, and then it becoming a pain, and then me ended up going into Photoshop and just cropping it.
Yeah. Totally understand, man. It does happen. Sometimes I'm fiddling with the mask like sometimes I do have to use like Photoshop extend and an extend the image to fix it.
That's
If I
exactly
don't
what. Yeah, like
because
it's
the
a
land
different way to solve the same problem, right? Like really.
yeah, because like obviously this is not because my artboards are 1080 by 1920. So that's why I have to like really pump this up or else it just I don't want like white borders. So but yeah, it is a
Yeah.
thing. It's just a thing we got to deal with, I guess. So I'm gonna go into here, uh, press tab to open my files here, and then we can, for this one, I might go for the badge here, drop this in. Now I'm going to shift select and we're going to go with the mockup tool.
I was going to ask, yeah. So this isn't a mock-up. This is a just a flat JPEG or PNG or something.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah.
And I'm just going to use the mockup tool. So
And you
because,
had to make sure that the background, like the image itself, was selected. Then I think is that what happened then?
yeah, so
Yeah.
the first thing I did was embed the badge image so Illustrator could
Right.
recognize it.
Yeah.
So, so we drop this in and you can see it's not recognizing this one as a editable um, artwork. It's just an image. So I had to embed this. So now it became editable, since as you can see. And then once I did that, then you select the image, hold shift, select the logo, go object, go to mockup, and then go make mockup. And then so in Illustrator, and I've showed this in other, we've done this before.
Yeah.
It just allows you to like move it anywhere on the mockup, as you can see. So it melds it to the mockup. So instead of going to jump into Photoshop, we can do it in Illustrator.
Yeah.
So there's so
This
many
is
ways
really
to
cool.
design.
It's a bit of a slept-on feature, I think. Like, I particularly find it useful when you've got someone who, or you've got a client who says, "Oh, well, we need a poster for the front of our like brick and mortar place," or there's something specific that you
Mm,
can't get a mock-up for because it's personal or like it's part of that brand. Like mock-ups are incredible, but that
yeah,
personalization a little bit really comes in handy.
100%. It does make a big, big difference. Now for this one, need a Shopify. We're doing a Shopify banner for them as
Right.
well
Yeah.
because they have a website they're launching. So I'm just gonna play around, and obviously you could use Illustrator for this as well. So I just got a template here. I'm just going to um, play around with it.
Do you find you've had to do, because I know you mentioned Framer before for building websites. Do you have many clients who want a Shopify website? Do you find it, and if so, do you find it pretty easy to work with or?
I typically use the Framer plugin for Shopify. There's a few out there,
Oh, okay.
and because I'm just not an expert at, I've used Shopify before, and it's easy to use templates. But what I realized is I don't know the plugins too well. Um, and
Yeah.
you need to know how to use them because a lot of the plugins connect with third-party APIs and other apps. Like for example, reviews. People use to extract reviews from other places, and like they use Klaviyo and other apps like that, email
Mm.
marketing and all these extra stuff. But with Framer, you can, if they just set up the shop, the back end collections and all the products and the prices and all that using the database, you can actually just embed it inside of Framer, and then Framer you can have the full customizability of the design.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. That's interesting. I have
So
a Shopify client. It's all on hold at the moment, but I built everything. And yeah,
okay, nice.
I found it pretty limited, like what you could do within.
Yeah, the
Um,
design features are not as like strong, but they have the best like back end system for selling products and stuff. You
that's
know.
that's what I found in my research. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm just dragging and dropping different elements that I created in the libraries, as you can see, and I'm starting to use that consistently. So whether you're building whatever design you're building,
Mm. When you showed the email example before, it made me think, and especially with this, do you need to do like newsletter? Like, do many clients ask you for kind of new static images for newsletters and things like that?
um, yeah, sometimes I don't really do too much newsletter stuff. Usually the clients have their marketing team deal with that.
Right.
I
Yeah.
found, yeah, but but it's definitely something. If you've built like if you're doing a full brand and then you're building assets for them, then they have their own newsletter, their team, they work with it. Um, that's typically an option as well. Just gonna quickly get the code.
A quick little shout out to anyone watching live as well. If you have any questions as we're going through today about what Jeremy's showing or like branding in general, it's always great. So feel free to throw a question in. I can see Luda and Dark Hours, Dino all here. Hello, hello, hello.
So,
And Manny as well. It's good to see you again. The colors, it's so funny, like just coming from like a history of just having like the hex numbers next to your like off the
yeah,
off the board. There's so many other easier ways to deal with colors these days, and it's so good.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, there is plugins and apps and eyedropper tool and I don't know. Everyone in the moment, it's just whatever you feel like is faster for you.
Yeah.
And obviously, this brand is a work in progress as we're refining it, but we're just winging it for today, just playing around.
Yeah.
And I'll probably pitch some of this stuff anyway. I'll put it in the deck, which is cool.
Yeah. I noticed there's a bit of a texture on there. Where did that texture come from?
That template I had, it had a green texture on the
Right.
back. Yeah. Here it is, this one, and you got yeah, adds a bit of like that grunge, but we're trying to keep it a bit minimal as well, not too high end.
Mm.
Um, yeah. So we've got this happening, and then um, we can also start building, let's say, like a cover design for like we've got this template here for a brand guideline in
Cool.
InDesign. So once again, we can come through here. We can drag and drop elements, and you can always you can add fill colors as well. So um, one cool thing is you can right click and edit, and then you can play around with the colors here. So if we go plus, and because these ones are images, because sometimes I just want to quickly just throw it on the board here. So you can see this is an
Oh yeah.
image, and then the difference is with the when you're adding a color. So let's just go back to Illustrator real quick, and let me just close these. Why is the it's not hold on, let me put it in here. So we can add that fill color in, and then we can add, and I'll go back to InDesign. So we can see this one, it has actually the code on it. So let's say I put let's just do a background color. Scale that in. Then you can just click it so you can see there.
Right. So it just fills the color with that exact color.
Yep, exactly. So just a quick tip, make sure you add these swatches instead of just an image, but you can also use the images like if it's maybe it's for a graphic or a background or whatever it is.
Mm. And that group of four that you've got together, that's if you just want to dump them in as a quick image. Maybe you want to color pick. Maybe you do want
Yeah,
to do that, or you just want to show all the four colors next to each other. It's kind of
yep,
cool as well.
exactly. Because typically that's what I'll do in Illustrator. It's faster for me to quick color pick.
Yeah.
It's typically what I'll do. And obviously I don't use InDesign as much as I used to.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that as
So if
well.
I'm
Yeah, I think
slower,
most of the time. Yeah. Because I
um,
think before, like long going back again, but before you could have lots of artboards and things like that, and Illustrator was just so much faster and embedding images and things like that. It InDesign was what you would build a portfolio out of. It's the sort of thing that you would use. We were certainly taught. I'm sure you were taught as well to use
mm,
InDesign for anything presentation, right? Like
100%
brand
in
guide
uni.
or your portfolio. I'm sure your graduating portfolio, like mine, was a PDF document of some kind. um,
100%.
but it's interesting the shift over to just using Illustrator, multiple artboards, and just doing it in there and exporting it out. It's kind of
hmm
an interesting change.
100%. Yeah, I remember like I used to get in trouble with like for not doing layouts and text in InDesign. I remember my teacher used to get like mad, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, right.
He's like, just use InDesign and use master pages.
Oh, yeah.
You know? I don't know if you ever had that happen.
Definitely. I think the challenge as a student is like InDesign's really good for like quite like lengthy
Mm,
documentation kind of style stuff. And like if you're doing a brand for, I don't know, like Nike or something, like it's going to be like 200, 300 pages of stuff. And you absolutely should, because you want to be able to, the idea is, you want to, if you have to change the headline or you have to change the spacing or you have to change the imagery, logo, whatever,
mm.
you could globally apply that to the whole document. But you can actually do that in InDesign and in Illustrator now,
Yep.
in the way that you're showing today. So unless it's super big,
Yep.
Illustrator's fully capable of it.
Yeah, 100%. Love Illustrator. It's just great for typography work and
Mm,
yeah, quick layouts. It's just good. Really good. So we can easily apply, as you can see, I can change the colors to the text really easily. And anything we eyedrop, we can just easily add in. So drop that in. Just move these out of the way.
And where do you get your color palettes from most of the time?
These days I use Cosmos and I do some research like I'll use keywords like warm color palette, luxury tones, or I'll
Yeah.
say um, brand colors for a young young brand or whatever, or I'll search specific. Sometimes I'll use a specific swatch because it can also search
Right.
via that. And I'm pretty sure Pinterest does that. If you upload a reference image or a color, it will go search that way.
Mm,
I used to use tools like Colors and Hue, what is it called? Happy Hues, and all these other like apps that you can generate palettes from. But I think just looking at other images, other brands, and then just starting building from there.
yeah.
Like if I go, for example, I was working on a brand just recently, redoing a logo. Um, just to go off track, you see, I found this nice color palette, and I'm just like using that to like build off the colors, and then I'll customize it. Like maybe I want to go a bit more lighter or something,
Right.
and I'll start playing around. So that's one fast way I quick do colors if I know what the client wants. So just get a quick screenshot, um, and then I start building it out. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Nice.
it's just faster that way.
Yeah. It feels like definitely in so many cases, there's kind of so many tools out there to help us kind of start not with a blank slate. Like you don't have
Yep.
to kind of start there with the color picker from scratch and, you know, slowly try to do things. You can kind of start with something and then tweak over time rather than,
Yep.
yeah, starting from scratch each time.
Yeah, 100%. The same thing with like the whole AI thing. Like AI helps us just speed up that workflow. Instead of going from starting from scratch, you have a baseline
Yeah.
that you can build with, and then it just makes it more faster starting out.
Yeah.
And then you can take on more projects. You know what I mean? Instead of just doing one project, you can take on two or three.
Yeah. Definitely.
Um, yeah. Let's go back to this. I'll try in the font here. And feel free if there's any questions, anyone, feel free to ask any questions. Happy to answer anything.
I think there's a question before about what Cosmos was, but I threw that in there. So that's like kind of like Pinterest,
Cosmos.so.
but it's a bit more design,
Yep.
like visual based, maybe.
Yep. You've used it before, right?
Yeah, you got me onto it actually.
Yeah.
I keep it. It's nice because I have Pinterest for things like, look at this nice garden that maybe I'll dig up. Like home
Yeah.
improvement stuff. It's lots of kind of things that I might get like in my non-design, non-career kind of thing. So I've
Yeah.
actually got Cosmos sitting over there as just a nice collection of visual reference, which is it's nice to kind of separate those things for me.
Yeah.
But I used it heavily in a project I did recently, actually, which was a branding project, and it came in really handy because um, I was looking at had this idea of a Pythagoras,
Mm.
um, like uh, like mathematical kind of logo, and I was trying to figure that out. And actually, there was a lot of examples on there, and I was like, oh, people have figured this out already. And it was nice just to see kind of other people who had other designers who had extrapolated the same kind of idea, and it also helped me not do the same thing, but actually avoid doing
Mm.
stuff that had been done before. But it was
Yeah.
really interesting. So it was a really quick way to kind of go, what are other people doing here? Oh, okay, yeah, cool. Um, and it
Mad.
just kind of grew from there. So it actually came in really handy.
Yeah, that's so good. I remember back in the day, I used to use Pinterest heaps, and then slowly started, more tools started coming out, and yeah, there's so many tools now as well.
Yeah. Were you around for design inspiration?
Yep, and Obsido, and what else? Brand. What's that other one?
Found? Do you remember Found? Or is that might be
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I actually used that one.
a bit before your time. That was the original aggregator. But you had to be very careful because there was not safe for work stuff on there. It was like very punk. Like
Yep.
imagine like Deus or Monster Children, like kind of
Mm.
grunge and skate culture blended with design.
Yep.
But you had to be very quick. Like you had to make sure that nothing came up on screen at work. It was a dangerous game for sure. It was like
Crazy.
the original. Like you imagine Tumblr. Like imagine searching on Tumblr for random stuff. Like you can stumble across
Oh
something you're
yeah,
not searching
Tumblr.
for. It was a bit like that.
Tumblr was so old school.
Yeah. We have a question as well, Miss Melanie. Thanks for the question. This font, what is this font that you're using?
It's called Nippo. If you go on fontshare.com, you'll find it.
Oh, cool. NIPO,
Yeah, double P.
double P.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Mm. I feel like people are always asking what the font is in
Yeah.
every stream. There's that one person.
I think it's like seeing a font executed well. Like you can see the value of the font, right? Like, but sometimes
Yeah,
when you're
true.
sort of flicking through, you kind of like, oh, I don't know when I would use that. But when you see it kind of executed across, multiple things, you kind of like,
Yeah.
actually, I can totally see that's really interesting. It works.
Yeah, there's a site called Fonts in Use as well, which will show you like some of the fonts. It doesn't have all the fonts, but it shows you some popular fonts that how you could use them.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know if you've used that one. And
It
it'll show
sounds
you
really
like on,
familiar, but I don't think I've been here for a long time.
yeah, I don't use it too much, but yeah, it's just good to quickly see if you're looking to buy a font or something, because usually they have premium fonts on there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Yeah, so I'm just slowly building this out, jumping back. I don't know what happened to my InDesign, but I couldn't click anything. Okay, now it's working. For some reason, it was like glitched out. I couldn't click on anything.
Mm.
And the cool thing is, if you like create something you like, you can always just drop it into, add it to libraries on the fly.
Yeah.
Just right click and add, and yeah, that's what I like about it. Do you reckon having, I think also because it's in the cloud, I don't know, I think doesn't affect, like it doesn't lag. Like, does it use more CPU threads? I'm not sure, but
I don't think so. I think a lot of that stuff is server side. Like
yeah.
the cloud libraries was like a precursor to all the AI stuff and everything that all doesn't happen on your system. It all happens on a server somewhere, which frees up your bandwidth to, do everything else you're doing. Stream to us, share your camera, run all
Yeah.
this stuff at the same time. It's nice that it kind of is offsetting this like processing power.
Yeah. So good. And you also get 100 gigs as well with with your Creative Cloud
Yeah,
subscription.
which is usually way more than any of us would ever really need,
Yeah.
which is good. It's good not to have to worry about that. Like, oh no, I've gone over. I have to delete stuff. I have to archive because
Yeah.
that sort of thing is such a pain.
Yeah, 100%. Got to upload to Dropbox and wait for it. And sometimes you're uploading and then you accidentally turn your computer off and you got to start it again.
Oh, totally.
I've done
I
that
did that the
before.
other day because I got a new device and
Yep.
it's added in Dropbox and all my stuff, everything is archived to Dropbox. So all my work, thankfully, because I
Yeah.
spilled water all over my laptop and had to replace it.
Did you get
Um,
I got a Pixel. Did you get a Apple or something or
no, I looked at getting the Neo. I think is it Neo? This is not
nothing
this is not
phone?
an ad.
Nothing. Nothing.
But
I
they're
know the
much
nothing
more
phone,
lightweight.
but okay, cool.
Yeah, it's like a much more lightweight, like even more than the Air. So it's meant to be,
Oh, the laptop. Oh,
yeah, the
yeah.
laptop.
Oh, yeah, got it, got it. I've
The
seen
only
it.
reason I didn't get it is I sometimes do demos off it.
Yeah.
So I really think I need a Pro just in case I'm sort of
Yeah.
demoing and it needs to connect to, because you can get something like that and it's fantastic until, I might have to like demo something on Premiere Pro live or whatever one
Yeah.
day. I just
Yeah,
didn't know
cool.
it was going to be that good. But apparently they're really powerful, so might have been okay.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. I might have to get a Mac for school because the school, like obviously not now, but later on, uh my kid's school might need to use a Mac, so I might have to get Macs again.
Wow. Because you're PC based, right? You've been PC
Yeah,
based as long as I've known you, I
yeah.
think.
Yeah. PC based, man.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I got a new device as well. I got the new Pixel 10 Pro, and thankfully it just uploads to Google Photos, like all my videos and my photos automatically, so I didn't have to do anything, just a transfer, and it's all good. It's already saved.
That's good. Yeah.
Quick trade in. All right, so we've got this happening. I'm gonna drop in the patterns as well. So another thing is you could put like heaps of different mockups and stuff, especially if you're a print designer, you can have different templates set up in the libraries as well,
Mm.
which is good. Takes multiple different files. Now, where's the transparency? Pull, drop the opacity. Cool. So You can see it's starting to have like a nice cover here, for like a brand guideline. And InDesign, so that's in we're in InDesign. Then we've got
Yep.
Photoshop, cooking, and then we can just jump back and forth to whatever you want and keeping it all consistent. Just makes it really easy.
Yeah. It's so good. And you showed before, I think, very quickly, if anyone missed it, but you can share it with other designers as well and
Yep.
clients if they have a Creative Cloud account,
Yep. Super easy. Just
which
click the
is
little
really
button and then
nice.
you can just go copy link and then paste it. And they get access to it. And then they can open it in Illustrator if it's or Photoshop.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
think
collaborative.
it follows you as well, like all across all the cloud apps too. So it follows you everywhere, really. Like if you need it on, like if you need to do any video stuff as well, like you can open it all in Premiere or After Effects. Um, and I'm like 99% sure it'll also come through in Express. Yeah, it does for sure. I've used it for Express too, which is quite useful when you're trying to do like quick kind of social media content or something like that. Or if you want to give it to your client in a way where you're not kind of giving them a big asset pack and they're using the wrong thing, you can kind of have it all set up, be like, this is the logo for social media, like this is the lockup for Instagram, and you could label them, which I
Yep.
think is quite useful, like just to kind of make it so that people that are less familiar with design, you're kind of helping them along the way, even if you're not there.
Yeah. Exactly. You fill color here. Dropping that. Actually, I'm gonna use the other version to fit this color. Just making a mock-up of this version. Object, mock-up, and create mock-up.
Yeah, nice. You have to make it outlines, don't you? You have to outline it.
For this one, nah, it's I don't have to in
Oh,
Illustrator.
really? Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
so we could have it on the side or there. I could use this one. Some more mock-ups. Another quick thing as well is you can filter things out. So if I want to just filter by type, it'll show me colors and text or custom groups.
Yeah,
And you can also add filter. So I can filter by text. So you can see my fonts here or you can do colors. So you can turn it all off if it's too busy. It's easy to quickly
yeah,
filter things out. And you can change how it looks as well if you want everything open or closed. So yeah, I like these quick little features that you can use. Just
yeah. Super useful. Yeah, because sometimes you're working on a project, and for some reason, like you actually need like so many versions of the logo. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like sometimes I feel like you
100%.
need one in every color. One like you might need PNGs, you might need SVGs. You need certain
Exactly.
lockups. You need to look for square. You might even have a slightly different one for circle, like
Yep.
avatar or something like that. And then you've got
Yep.
like a different version of that. Then you've got different colored versions. So suddenly it can get pretty like out there with all of the marks and different ways the brand could be seen.
Yep. It can get very deep and complex with how many assets there can be.
Yeah,
So for example, these ones I'm gonna have like a black version and what like our sorry, inverted version.
yeah. And yeah, it's a great example, right? Like the one on the top left has like the tagline through it, so that can only really be seen really quite large, where you can read that text, and then you need a version where it's side by side, version over the top, just the mark,
Yep,
all sorts of stuff.
exactly. Like for example, when I was talking with the client reached out to me, they wanted to know like if it was just a logo you get or like a logo suite, so like all the
Right.
variations. And obviously, I usually do multiple variations. So as you can see here, and I do like a little badge, little stamp effect, icons, and all that, which we talked about in other um, times. But yeah, it's just good to have that as a. It's good for your client,
Yeah.
and branding should just be fun. Like the more options, like the more cool things you can do with it.
Yeah. And some clients probably want a really simple version, right? They probably like, hey, look, I just want a logo that's going to work. You know, they want the minimum.
Yeah,
Whereas other people might, yeah, they might want to ask that sort of question. You're like, oh, obviously they feel like they want lots of options. They want to play around with it a lot. They want to give lots of tools to their marketing team or design team if they have one.
yeah, exactly. The more tools, the better to create things, make brand assets, or if they're doing like a marketing promo or something.
Mm.
So I'm just making a badge inverted version as well, and just dragging and dropping that in, and then we can quickly. And I called this little subgroup um, inverted. And you can always right click and edit the path or rename it. Um,
Yeah.
so then I can come in here and go logo dark invert or something like that. Horizontal
Yeah. It's just
invert.
super useful. Like, I've found this so useful just being like Instagram. Just like, just to be super
Yep.
clear, like, this is for Instagram. Like, this is for LinkedIn. This is your LinkedIn banner. This is your Twitter banner, whatever it was.
Yep. 100%.
Do you ever get a list from your clients of like, oh, these are all the places that, our brand is primarily going to be seen, or like specific like places or lockups that you need?
Um, what do you mean?
Like, for example, they might say, hey, we really want an email signature, or like, hey, we don't have any social media, but we're very active on LinkedIn, or, we definitely want business cards, or we definitely don't want business cards. Like, is that part of your like initial process, or is it something you do a little bit later?
Yeah, I usually do it later on. I do ask them up front. I always ask, like, if someone says, "Hey, I just want a logo. What's the price?" I go straight to asking questions. They always, some of them, it's not always, but some of the people that are looking for a deal or something,
Yeah.
sometimes I'll just ask that. But I usually dive into questions, say, "Hey, like, do you need a website? Do you need, um, do you need cards? How are you marketing the product? Like, how are you selling it? All those questions.
Mm.
Um, and then other times I would just like if it's a smaller business or for a friend or something, sometimes I'll just like add it in there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it just depends on the brand. If they usually they'll say, "Oh yeah, I need a business card or I need a flyer." Then after I asked all these questions, then they're like, "Oh wait, actually we do need this." Then I add it into the deliverables.
Right. Yeah.
Just gonna make a new group, call it Shopify, and we have just that quick banner, and you can see it here.
Yeah.
I
Nice.
dropped in. Yeah, just keeping it simple for now. I could probably do some more work on it, but I want to I want to spend too long on it. Might
We
get
are getting
caught
pretty
away.
close to the end of the stream. I actually have another question as well. Sorry, Manny. I think I
Sure.
missed this a moment ago. What do you feel is more important, typography or the color palette?
Oh, I'd say typography.
A tough one.
Oh, yeah, I'd say typography because everything has writing and text is part of every website, every piece of content. I'd say typography, yeah, it's more important. And you can tell like an amateur from a pro by how they use typography. Usually the spacing, the hierarchy, and even the colors, like adding the right tints.
Mm.
Usually, yeah, new designers, they just lack that eye when it comes to typography.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, color is so easy to like to change, and because a brand could look um like you could use a lot of different types of colors for brands and it will still look good.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
personality comes off a lot when you see that first headline, you know? If it's a sans serif or serif font, classic font, you can tell straight away, like you get a different vibe instantly.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's just, what do you think? Do you think?
I think you're right. Yeah. I thought it would be an easy question to sort of say, well, both obviously is the answer, but I
Yeah.
think the way you broke it down is really important. And plus, I think color is a little bit subjective, like in a way,
Yes,
whereas typography
exactly.
is not. So you
Hmm.
might, have a client who just says, "I hate red. Don't no red. I don't want red."
Yeah.
I've been that client before, because I was long time ago when I was working on two brands and they were both almost the exact same red.
Oh, wow.
And I'm
Okay.
colorblind, and I found it very difficult because I was doing a lot of design stuff. And
Oh,
I remember we were moving into starting on a whole new project that was going to be another third of my life, and I was like, "Can I just veto the color red? I'm so sick of red. I just can't have another
yeah.
like part of my life just be pure red. Like it was driving me crazy." So,
Yeah.
um,
Crazy.
yeah,
Yeah, sometimes I'll actually reuse colors from another project if it's a similar business. Have you done that as well?
yeah. Well, definitely as a starting off point, like I'll try to tweak it a bit, and I'm sure you do too. But
Yeah, 100%.
yeah, sometimes you're just like, hey, this will totally work. But I always get someone to check my colors anyway, because being colorblind, it's I just see them
Yeah.
differently. So usually it's less of a creative process for me and more of a crowdsourcing
Mm.
process of elimination, because it's not a skill that I can claim to have.
Yeah, totally understand. I had a client, I had a project where the client was colorblind as well. So I had to do a
Mm.
specific yellow color and I had to lay out a lot of different yellow colors to see which one he preferred.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was something I had to yeah, figure out, which is different.
Mm. We've only got about 2 minutes, so we will probably wrap up in a sec, or we're going to lose Behance.
No
But
worries.
yes, it's been super, super cool, and definitely something I think that people sleep on a lot when working on branding projects. Like, look how much you've done in such a short amount of time, while also talking and explaining to us what you're doing,
Yeah.
and just jumping between apps. Like you've barely had to open. I mean, you're opening it now to save some things, but you don't
Yeah.
really have to open like your Finder,
Hmm.
like or your file, like locations. Like it's all just basically automatic and visual, I think, which is how most designers work.
100%. But yeah, just doing a quick mock up with the business card. I won't finish it, but I'll just do like this. Um, so yeah, it's really easy just to bounce around, keep consistency, especially when you have like a lot of logos.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and if you're an avid Adobe user, like it's just great because I'm always bouncing between Photoshop and Illustrator all the time. And even like Adobe Firefly as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's super cool. Just reminded me to
Thanks,
check.
man.
I'll check for homework, and then maybe we'll chat about it tomorrow. But I'm just going to double check and see if you can use libraries within Firefly boards. I would imagine that you probably could, but I don't actually know the answer to that question. So I'm going to do that for homework. And I might answer it tomorrow, because we are back with you tomorrow as well for another live stream, which I'm really excited about.
Yeah, excited, 100%. It's gonna be fun.
All right. Well, thank you, Jeremy. That is time. I'm going to say goodbye now before we get cut off. But and thank you everyone for joining and the questions that we had in chat. And Jeremy, thanks again, and we'll see you tomorrow for the next Adobe Live.
Thanks so much. See you there.
See you guys.